The Russian army is long gone, but a deadly unseen danger lurks everywhere in the eastern Ukrainian village of Kamianka.
There are munitions there. You can't go anywhere near them.
After a grueling battle, Putin's army occupied the village.
My family didn't know where I was for a month.
How do you live among ruins and deadly mines?
There was no pain. I didn't know my leg was gone.
Why don't they leave? A village fights for remembrance and survival. The road to Kamianka is rough, and little is left of the village in East Ukraine. Before the war, around 1,200 people lived here. Barely 100 are here now. Like many here, Vasyl and Tatyana live off the land.
This is where our garden begins, the greenhouse we built. Do you want to see it? I'll show you. We sold a cow in the first year of the war and bought the greenhouse. We can't survive without it. These are the first tomatoes and peppers of this year. Dill, parsley, cabbage. We grow everything here.
Beside the garden, they have a plot of land that they no longer cultivate. Landmines pose too much of a danger. They had to give up their cows and pigs. Now there's only enough room for chickens and ducks.
See where the weeds are? We have 16 acres there or more. We don't go there because we don't know if it's safe.
Despite their caution, they have both been badly injured by mines. More on that later. Vasyl shows us the cellar where the vegetables are stored for winter.
Come in, don't be afraid. We keep our preserves here.
The wall also bears traces left by a Russian hand grenade. When the Russians came, Vasyl and Tatyana hid with one of their sons and a neighbor. Soldiers forced them out of the cellar.
They led us to the store with our hands behind our heads. As we were walking down the road, a soldier's radio beeped. He asked over the radio what to do with the civilians they had detained. A voice said, "Shoot them."
No one was supposed to survive.
We reached the store and thought, that's it, we're finished. But there were still 4 Ukrainian soldiers there who opened fire.
The family escaped in the chaos and left the village for the nearby city of Izyum, which also was under occupation. Worried about the fate of their farm, Vasyl went back alone, past Russian checkpoints to a ravaged village with no power or telephone.
My family didn't know where I was for a month. One day my son came by, and I told him everything was fine.
Vasyl stayed until the Russians withdrew. At first, many thought he was a spy and threatened him. Some villagers who had fled call him a collaborator. He insists that he was neither. In the first months of the war, Russia initially captured a third of the Kharkiv region, including more than 500 villages like Kamianka. They planted anti-personnel mines. Via helicopters and mortars, they scattered large numbers of butterfly mines over wide areas. The plastic mines are difficult to detect, even with metal detectors.
They're behind the door.
Artem is one of the few children still living in Kamianka. He's learning English online for a future that will likely be elsewhere. He enjoys his studies, but misses going to school.
I'd rather be in class with my friends. Maybe some people like sitting alone and looking at a screen, but I don't.
What does he want to be when he grows up?
I'd like to go into the security service. I want to learn how to shoot and run fast. You can learn about different calibers and go on patrol in the city or the villages.
Then he wants to play something for us. His mother Tanya watches carefully.
I give him everything I can, because kids don't have a real childhood these days.
Today is a special day. Artem is going to play with some of the few other children left here. It's not far, but even here, among the sunflowers, there could be mines anywhere.
There are explosives there. You can't go anywhere near it. If you see wires stretched across the path, you can't go there.
The boys can no longer roam around freely like they used to. But Artem and twins Maxim and Yehor still have fun. For a few moments, they can just be kids. Vasyl cleared mines from his own property. He burned rags on top of the mines to set them off. He seemed to have everything under control. Until October 2022, after the Russians withdrew. Vasyl was collecting munition crates for firewood from the yard next door.
The crates were by the house. I went over and picked one up, and then it happened.
He lost a foot and had to have surgery. An aid organization provided a prosthesis. Then he had a stroke. His sons and his wife Tatyana looked after him until he was again able to walk and work. But then they relived the nightmare again last year.
It happened on June the 4th, my birthday. My son Vova came with his family for a barbecue. He lit the barbecue, and my eldest son and I went to bring hay for the cow. I didn't touch the mine with the rake, I stepped on it, and the blast knocked me over. I didn't understand what had happened. I started crawling and saw the grass was covered in blood.
Her son tied off her leg, probably saving her life. Healing takes time, both mentally and physically. It took Vasyl a long time to accept the loss of his foot. Tatyana is having trouble with her prosthesis. She is in pain and has difficulty walking. But they refuse to give up their way of life. They say working in the house and garden keeps them fit. Across the street, Volodymyr is busy doing repairs on his house.
The government gave me 300,000 hryvnia. I have to use it by the end of the year.
The Z on the gate, symbol of the Russian army, bears witness to the last dwellers here. He says the occupiers purposely destroyed the place. The bathroom floor was covered with feces. In the next room, a shell has punched through the floor. His sister has collected over 50 mines on the property. One of the siblings will move back into their parents' house. As for the rest of the village, he doesn't see much of a future.
Who will rebuild the village? What would they even want here? Let's face it, it's all just talk.
Anyone who wants to live here has to accept the limited infrastructure, like the bus to the city which only runs once a week, that the school no longer exists, and that the playground is littered with mines. At least as of 2025, Kamianka again has electricity and working cell phone reception. More than a fifth of Ukraine's territory is estimated to be mined. Clearance teams like the NGO STF are working to dispose of the danger. Initially, demining was done by hand. This machine from Croatia now makes the job more efficient and, thanks to remote control, safer, explains team leader Leonid.
The machine is equipped with hydraulic-powered hammers and cutters, which destroy the munitions right in the ground.
Last month, they found 16 of the more than 2 million mines believed to have been planted nationwide. They could be anywhere. Farmers should at least be able to return to the fields here soon.
They realize there's a lot to do, and that it's better to work slowly. Otherwise, it could cost someone their life.
Back to Artem and his mother Tonya.
Enough playing for now?
Yeah.
When the Russians invaded, she went with her husband and son to western Ukraine until she got homesick. When they returned, they learned their house had been destroyed and how her father had been killed.
The neighbours wanted to bury him, but they couldn't because there was constant shelling. Barrage after barrage.
The neighbours told her what happened.
There was no body, just burnt remains. And then, I don't know why, the car was crushed by a tank. There were still traces of his DNA in the car.
Every day, she drives past the wrecked car where her father was killed. Even still, she cannot imagine being anywhere else.
The first times we came here with Artem to clear up, my son lay down on the last intact bed where I had slept as a child. Everything was destroyed. The sun shone through the wrecked roof, and he would run up during the day and say, "Mummy, it's so nice here at home." I burst into tears.